Showtime!
Here is a riddle for you. Who is as lovely as a lily and a pro with poinsettias? She's more delightful than a daisy, and when it comes to caring for a rose, well, this gal knows. The answer is, of course, none other than Ginny Rosenkrantz with the University of Maryland Extension. Hey, Ginny!
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you? Ginny's joining us via Zoom today to help us have some nice vegetable garden talk, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And with everybody's staying home, they're starting to think about what they could do and what they could grow. But this is perfect timing.
Absolutely. So what are kind of the first things people need to know?
Well, okay, there's crops that you can put in the ground right now and crops that you have to wait. It doesn't mean you can't buy them. And now is a perfect time to, go to the garden center and pick up all these gorgeous plants. You just go, oh my gosh, plant candy, that sort of thing. But things like tomatoes, which I truly, truly love, these guys need to have warm weather. And right now it's cold. I know it's going to get up to 70 today, but it's still chilly and nights are cold. So these are ones you want to buy and you want to go ahead and put them out in the sunshine during the day and let them get used to it. These guys have been in a greenhouse and they've been nurtured and cozied, and they don't know what to do with real sunlight and real wind. They've never had that before. So putting them out during the day and then bringing them back inside the house at night is what you need to do. That's called hardening them off. Basically, is saying, child, you're going to have to learn how to grow up. And they're like, okay. So those are the things you buy now, but wait, things like tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and squash, they're wonderful, but they need to have a little bit warmer weather. Other things, though, oh, I love these guys, like lettuce. Isn't that gorgeous? This is a salad waiting to happen here. Broccoli, this is broccoli, and they also have cauliflower. All of these are called cold crops, and they don't mind the cold weather, which is why they're called cold crops. And so you can go ahead and plant them. You don't have to harden them off, although it's not a bad idea to, if they're in the greenhouse, let them go in and out of the greenhouse and back, into your yard and then back into the house for one night. But for the most part, these guys are so used to it. So now is the time to go ahead and plant them. When you plant them, one of the things you want to make sure you do is you take the plant out of the pot, you take a look at those gorgeous roots. Oh, look at those beautiful roots, all those white roots. These roots are so used to running around inside that little pot, you're going to really need to say, roots, wake up. So you actually have to kind of break them up a little bit. Break them up this way. I know it sounds terrible. They're not screaming. They're really not. Yeah. And then when you put them in the ground, instead of going around in a circle like the pot, like they started to, they're going to go, oh, I'm going to reach out into the new soils that I've now put in. Pretty cool, huh? I
like it. It's kind of like a metaphor. Sometimes a breakup, then you get into the, something new, right?
Exactly.
I like that.
And this goes for whether it's a vegetable crop or flowers or trees or shrubs. Those roots will just grow the way they're growing until you tell them, try something new today, girl.
Yeah, I like it. Now, here's my question. If you're planting this garden, is there a certain order, or are there things that can't go next to each other? Is there any kind of rhyme or reason to that?
That's a good question. And yes, you're right, there are. So things like beets and carrots and onions, they all have stuff that's growing under the ground. And you don't want to put them really close together. You want to give them room so that they can go ahead and have room. One of my master gardeners has the coolest saying, and she got this from her grandfather: sow thick, then quick, which means take the seeds and put the seeds out very thick so you know that you're going to get a good crop. And as soon as you see them germinating, you want to make sure that you have between 4 and 6 inches between the plants so that they can grow. If they're beets, maybe 2 inches between radishes and carrots, that kind of stuff, so that they're not so crowded that they can't breathe. And that's important. The other thing is things like tomatoes. People want to go ahead and put a whole bunch of tomatoes in a little teeny pot. Well, when they're this tiny, you think, oh, it's so cute. This guy gets to be 4 feet wide, 5 feet tall. You got to give him room to grow. So, a lot of people go, well, I don't know what size pot. If you have a 5-gallon pot, or if you have a 5-gallon mud bucket that you can go ahead and turn into a pot, that's what this guy needs. And this is a patio tomato. So it doesn't want to have anybody around it because it needs room for all of those roots to grow in that 5-gallon pot.
Room to grow. I love it. Ginny, thank you so much for your expertise. You have already taught us a million things, and everybody's hopefully going to have beautiful vegetable gardens now.
Absolutely.
All right, Ginny, thank you so much.
Absolutely.